Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Xbox the Box, an Xbox podcast. My name is Potato Chief, and I am with my good friend Alice. Alice? How are you today?
Hi.
We're
It's
hitting
spooky season now, so I think we just got to October. Autumn's full swing, and we already decorated ourselves with some spooky profile pictures as well as spooky titles. So,
spooky
but yeah,
time.
I just made myself a spooky version of myself. So I don't know if you can see it, but hey.
So we're in spooky season. This is also episode 21, so we're legally able to drink in America. Because that's how the Americans have it at 21. It's 18 over here. I think 21 seems... It feels weird that 21 is the legal age in America to me, but there you go. It's one of those things. Yeah, we're in Spookytober. Spooktober.
I got myself a Tasmo and some pumpkin spice syrup. So I've always got lots of drinks. Because normally, when it comes to pumpkin spice latte, the nearby Costa only does maple and hazelnut drinks. So the nearest Starbucks is about 15 or 20 minutes away just to get to the pumpkin spice latte. And because it's a drive-through, I think it was the motorway service type of thing. The price of the pumpkin spice latte is about high-end price.
Yeah, service prices are ridiculous. It's always double the price almost. It's ridiculous. We said this last week as well. We're in fall now, aren't we? Or autumn. Fall for the Americans. It's fall. The fall. The leaves all the leaves are brown, and the sky is grey. I'm trying to remember what that song is. That's the lyric to a song. So we got a lot to get through today. So I mean, we should just get on with it, I guess. So what have you been playing? And I just realised I got topic of the show in big right in the middle of the screen, which is not right. But that's okay. What have we been playing? Have you been playing anything interesting, Alice?
Just dipping my finger into pies, which is just to play Hue and Celeste, just to get the achievements for Microsoft Rewards, and that's it.
Oh, lovely. I mean, I like to get achievements. I've been really into Grounded. I'm obsessed with it. It's bloody brilliant. I love it. I've got a hot take that people might not like to hear, but I think that Grounded is better than any first party game that came out from Sony this year so far. I think it's better than Horizon. I think it's better than... I'll say it. I think Grounded is up there. It's up there in my Game of the Year conversation. I'd say it's top 3 for sure. Up there with Deathloop and Elden Ring for sure for me. Really fun. Really
even Stray.
Yeah, even Stray, especially Stray. Not enough usually into Stray. Grounded, so good though. I really enjoyed it. It reminds me of playing Minecraft back in the when I first started playing Minecraft when I was in university. We used to play so much Minecraft Survival, and it just reminds me of that. And it's just, I like the art style. I like the environment. I just like the game a lot. It's a lot of fun. I'd highly recommend playing Grounded. This is so much fun. I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad I waited till the full version as well, because if I played, I don't think I would like the alpha version as much. I quite like that it's all polished and there's actual objectives and stuff, you know. Have you played Grounded yet?
I did. I only played it for 15 minutes. I just got to end on just trying to collect the resources and everything, but I was trying to figure out how to cook some weevil meat, and that's before I get killed by a spider.
Oh, don't do that. Ooh, you get a spit roast thing, and then you stick the weevil meat on that. I've built 2 houses, so you can join my world at some point. We'll play some of that. It'd be awesome. I found this big...
I think I could do with that, because I just think it's just learning how to play again. And you said this about Minecraft and how accessible it is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things with it. You have very different controls.
Yeah.
It gives you 8 boxes at the bottom, but you don't use triggers to select between them. You had to use a quick wheel to select them. So I'm just having a bit of a steep learning curve of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as easy as Minecraft though. It's hard. It's definitely harder than Minecraft to play, It's a more difficult game for sure. And like everyone keeps saying to me that wait until you start fighting the bosses, and I'm on my own playing the game. It's like because they say you should be playing it with other people, because playing it on your own, you're not going to be able to beat any of the bosses. So I haven't. I've just been building my house at the moment. Just got leaf walls built up. I found like this area which had like lasers shooting at it, which was like man-made, like looks like a tape recorder. And I just built my wall around the outside of it so some monsters couldn't get in. And then I built another house outside with like just battle grass walls as well. So yeah, I've got a couple of beds, got baskets and stuff. So when you want to play, we'll play some online. Definitely try and get some progress. I'm really enjoying it. As I said, it's up there now with my Game of the Year contenders. It's up there with Deathloop and Elden Ring for me. I'm really enjoying it. As I said, it reminds me of playing Minecraft. It's harder than Minecraft for sure, though. If you've never played a survival game, it might be quite hard to just jump straight in. But if you've played survival games before, you'll get the gist of it. You'll pick it up eventually. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. So that's all I've been playing this week is Grounded, and I played a little bit of Deathloop as well, which is still awesome.
And I've been busy with other things too. Like, not only I've been like reading more books, but October meant I started a new drawing challenge I did, and it's doing a October month of Ruby fan art based on a particular character.
Okay, right, yeah. Is this Salem again? I can't remember.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one.
It's around October, so I just I just did it last year, and I done a lot of Salem fan art, and so I just thought I would do it this year, and this time I'm gonna be taking on a multiverse approach. So I just laid out this calendar for anyone who likes to try it. So if it's on a particular day you want to do some like fan art based on movie, then it's there. So I just made a bunch of pictures in the moment, and I'm just hoping they would get more attention. But I think there's like 2 pictures I've done, followed by another one, which is it's based on the manga, which is like Don't Toy With Me, Miss Natsuko, whatever that is.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
But the first one is where Team Ruby like kneels in front of Salem, so yeah.
I'm not super into Ruby, but I know you showed me art. I really think it's quite good stuff. I wish I could draw. I'm not a very talented drawer, so it makes me a bit jealous. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid, but I haven't really I haven't drawn much since like university and all that. I guess I've been I'm out of practice.
I've also been writing my book too, but because I've been doing so much work on my art that I'm just like, it's just, how do I put it? Struggling to find more time, and also suffer from like maladaptive daydreaming, which like every day it just takes away hours takes away productivity hours. So I just procrastinate more, and it's just more difficult because the outside is getting colder now, and I've already like started to wear jeans more often outside.
Right, the weather's not been great. It's been being cold. I've been more. I've had my car taken in for an MOT, so I had to do lots of walking this week. So I'm a bit exhausted, to be honest. The dog's happy; she's had like 6 or 7 walks this week, but like really long ones. But I'm shattered. I'm exhausted, and the weather's been horrible as well, so it hasn't helped. So that's really all we've been playing, I guess. Should we move on to the news?
Sure.
Yeah, so I had quite a lot of news stories, but our topic of the show is quite big, so I've cut a lot of it out. So we got a couple of news stories to get through. So Stadia is dead. Google has killed Stadia. What do you
As
think?
Expected.
Yeah, it's not been a triumph, is it? If they did like a Game Pass service where you like rent, like you like pay a certain amount and then you have access to a library of games, I think it would have worked better. But the fact you have to pay for Stadia and then you have to pay for games on top of that, and then is bad. Like at least they're giving out refunds, which is nice. But
Yeah, that's good. Bear in mind that this service was asking for a lot of trouble because it relies on a streaming only service. And
Yeah.
it is certainly the first one of the first things that Google has actually gotten into.
Yeah.
But what it turned out is that streaming wasn't that great, and somehow they didn't have a lot of people coming in. So it just ends up as one of the products Google has scrapped. Like they've been doing the many products and then they've been scrapping them. So it wasn't that surprising for me that
No.
Stadia was like cancelled. It's just a question of like how come it took longer for it to be cancelled.
Yeah, I agree. I also I feel like Xbox has the right. I know I'm an Xbox fanboy, so I'm going to say this, but I feel like Xbox has the right approach when it comes to streaming. That you can buy the games physically, have a physical console, download the games physically, but if you want to stream the games, you can. It's an option, not the only way of doing things. You know, so like the Xbox gives you the option to stream your games and do it like Stadia, but you also have the option to not do that if you don't want to. And I think a lot of people have the internet availability to do streaming to like the levels that they want. Like I'll stream a handful of games on my Xbox, mainly to do like the weekly challenges and stuff. Instead of downloading the whole game, I'll just stream it for like 10 seconds just to do a challenge on the challenge page.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I played Gears of War Judgment on my Android tablet in my office. That was okay, but it's still not as good as the real thing. And I think, as I said, I feel like Xbox has done the correct thing here by giving you the option to stream. So it's not like Xbox has gone, we're not making consoles anymore. You have to stream everything from us now going forward, like Stadia, basically. I think they've done the right thing by giving you the option to buy a console and to buy discs if you want, and to download stuff physically, and like actually have play stuff physical hardware. And I'm glad that they've said their physical hardware is not going anywhere anytime soon. So the next Xbox hopefully will still be a physical box, and we're not going to be reliant on. I think obviously streaming is the future, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Now, how does this compare to PlayStation Now?
Yeah, I mean, PlayStation Now has been around for a while as well. It was Gaikai, wasn't it, when they first bought it? I've not tried PlayStation Now, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure how good the quality is. I still think, obviously, streaming will never be the same as physical hardware, but I think it will get to the point where it's close enough that people will just have that. I mean, it's like Netflix and YouTube, isn't it? Like we watch stuff. Everyone watches stuff online now. It's very rare that you buy a DVD or a Blu-ray unless you're really a big fan of something. I think the gaming is going to go the same way eventually, but obviously it's you need so much processing power and stuff, and the internet the delay can't be. It has to be minimal for it to be effective. The delay cannot be more than like a second, or it's gonna completely throw you off. I mean, Stadia, I think in principle is a good idea, but they approached it all the wrong way, and they didn't have any good exclusives either. They just basically had you could buy Cyberpunk for the full price on Stadia, or just buy it on Xbox. Like that's literally what the option was. So most people would just buy the physical version.
I
right?
have to like interrupt you because I've been looking around and I just found out that premium is usually the one that gives you cloud streaming now. Yeah. It doesn't tell you like how much you get to pay for it, because you get like essential or extra PlayStation Plus, because it's no longer like PlayStation Now, it's actually PlayStation Plus.
So, you're on about PlayStation now, yeah, okay.
So you're now like...
Yeah, it's part of the PlayStation...
Yeah, it's PlayStation Plus. But you can pay extra to get the game catalog, but you had to pay for premium to get the classics catalog game trials as well as cloud streaming. So just going to check the prices at the moment.
Yeah, a PlayStation with the you can't natively play PS3 games on the PlayStation. You can only play PS3 via streaming. So if you want to play any PS3 games, you have to stream them. You can't play them on the physical hardware. And that's another thing as well. So, for example, God of War trilogy or whatever on PS3, you'd have to stream that from the PlayStation, which is not ideal.
Well, I think it just goes in the same way as I think as the Nintendo Switch Online, where you only pay it in like 1 month, 3 months, or even 12
Yeah,
months.
yeah, that's how
So,
it works. Yeah,
but, but yeah, the extra you pay like the same price as what you pay for Ultimate Game Pass, whereas Premium is just like £30.49 a month,
yeah.
which you can save by paying like £100 every year. So,
I mean,
I think it's just
I didn't bring it up last week, but they also Xbox with Logitech announced a handheld like a portable Xbox, which is like 300 quid, but it's pure stream. It's all streaming, and as again, I don't think we're quite there with the streaming content that it would be ideal to buy a handheld console that you only can stream on and use no physical. There's like no physical hardware part. It's just a streaming device. I did mention that last week, but it's like 400 quid for a streaming Xbox handheld by Logitech. Um, so I mean, again, it's something Xbox. You can tell that's what they're aiming to do. They want everyone on Call of Duty playing it on their iPads and stuff in the future. That's like their ultimate goal, I think, is getting everyone on Game Pass playing Call of Duty on their iPads and trying to get all the casual gamers in. But we're still a couple of years away from that, I think. A good 5 or 6 years away, I would imagine. I don't think the streaming we're not quite there yet. We need to get to
no.
like terabyte internet. I think like there's a couple of places that have like Google Fiber or whatever in America, which probably runs stuff pretty well off the stream, but most places are not capable of doing good streaming, and so Google Stadia was the first casualty, really. I mean, you could say there's been other companies who've tried it before as well, but you'd think with Google behind it, Google Stadia could succeed, but no, it's an absolute failure. It's like if what I've been hearing is just essentially Google saw that Microsoft were buying Bethesda for $7 billion. And then they were like, "Nah, this is too much expensive for us to keep doing it at this rate. We can't compete." And then they just pulled out, which is a shame because like Google have managed to get YouTube working. I mean so they have a streaming service, like a video streaming service. So I'm surprised they couldn't get gaming streaming working to the level that they would like. I'm surprised they gave it up so quickly. To be honest, I thought they would put a bit more of a fight than what they have.
Well, yeah, so it's just I think it's also disappointing because I know one of the developers at Launchpad who actually built the game called Get Packed, and it's by Moonshine Studios. They signed up with Google to create this game and release it on Stadia as an exclusive. However, Stadia launched, and it took months before they released a slightly improved version of their game, Get Packed, over to like PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
Then you just have this like other game called, I think it was I don't know, I was just trying to find out the game.
Yeah.
Because actually I think because I think there's another game that is like it, and it's just took more notice of it, and I think it's just got more popular there. So
yeah, I mean,
but it did somehow like release there and has a bit of a niche reception.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is like they got themselves to Stadia fell down. So now I'm just like worried of what's going to happen to the Moonshine Studios and whether it's likely that they would end up creating a new game for a different console.
You'd think they would have to, wouldn't they? I mean, like Hideo Kojima, they were going to make a game. He was going to make a game on Stadia as well, and they pulled that. And a couple of other developers were making games for Stadia, and they just closed Stadia without even telling their developers they were going to close it, which is mad. And then they refunded everyone as well. It's bonkers. my hair's a mess as well, so it's really distracting me. But yeah, it's really bonkers. It's like I don't, I never really got into Stadia. I think they took the wrong approach. I think if they took a Game Pass approach, or if they had some kind of physical hardware as well as Stadia, I think they could have had a chance. But the gaming market is very competitive at the moment. So, you know, Sony and Xbox are ruling the roost, and you got Nintendo doing their own thing as well. Yeah,
Well,
PC
bear in
gaming
mind,
and all sorts, you know.
no, I think they're
Mobile.
not trying to take it seriously though, because it's not the case that they try to make this a service and wherever they see the approach works. They actually tapped into this potential of cloud streaming for games. Like,
Yeah.
there's PlayStation Now, only it's integrated with PlayStation. And what the Google hoped is they would have done the same with Chromecast, where it makes it easy for anyone to like stream games from anywhere.
Yeah.
But what it turned out is something that did not work in the end, and so they thought it's better to just end it
Just kill it.
and give refunds to everyone. So it's just like they just treat it as some kind of experiment than some kind of service that they're hoping to achieve. But I can see this like with Oya, which it was hyped up to be a console which you can hook up to your TV, and it's going to be like really good for indie games. But it turned out it was an absolute shit show.
Yeah. I bought a New Year as well. I wish I didn't. So I backed it on Kickstarter. Yeah, I thought it'd be good for developers, and it didn't turn out very well. There's lots of failing consoles. You know, like it's very difficult to get into this industry. I mean, like the Dreamcast, like was the last Sega console. You know, there's other people who have tried to get into the console space, and just not succeeded. You know. And Sega was one of the more successful ones, to be honest.
Yeah, I can give you an interesting story though about the Oya.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I didn't back it on Kickstarter. However, I almost like paid like 100 quid for it in game.
All right.
But I ended up spending half that money by not going for the Oya and get The Last of Us on like PlayStation 3.
All right. Okay. So now, but now it'd be $70 if you bought The Last of Us now on PS5.
Yeah, true.
Why is it so expensive? Yeah. So yeah, R.I.P. Stadia. Pour it out for the Stadia. You will not be missed. I'm sorry. That sounds mean, but it's true. You won't be. No one cares. Bye, Stadia. I don't think.
But the question is, like, you know, the controllers. I mean, do you think anyone's gonna get around to getting the controllers to work with anything else outside the Stadia, or is it just like a paperweight?
That's a good point. Maybe. I mean, you should be able to use it on Xbox Game Pass, like online, because you can use the PS5 controller and PS4 controllers. So you can probably use it on PC and on your iPads and stuff. But yeah, it is like, you know, what I was just thinking is that when the Dreamcast died, everyone was sad, and now people go back and look at it nostalgically, and people like the Dreamcast, and people buy Dreamcasts and stuff, and they'll buy the games, and it's like nostalgic. If someone's nostalgic for Google Stadia, what are they gonna do? Like, there's nothing they can do. They can't go back. Like, in 10 years' time, if someone's nostalgic for Google Stadia, there's no physical thing for them to go back to.
Well, it's not going to come back. They failed. It didn't work. And even if the streaming is better, then you'll definitely get better streaming services with PlayStation and Xbox. Plus, it's quite likely that another company like Amazon may even like bring out streaming services. Like, if a Google were to return with the Stadia again, it's just not going to hit it in the same way as what other companies did. True. Like, there was an attempt to bring out the Nokia 3300, and it didn't go too well. And it's just like other companies, like, oh, we had a product that went out service, and now we're just bringing it back. And then people will like be skeptical and not get it because they know it failed before. It's just like looking at a roller coaster that has crashed before. and you feel like you don't want to go on there in case it crashes again.
No, that's true. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like this. If people were nostalgic, like the 10, 15 people who actually did get a Stadia, if they're nostalgic, they can't go back and play it ever again. So that's just sad in a way because it's gone. It's literally in the cloud and evaporated into nothingness. There is no. Like, I suppose you could look at the controller and go, I remember using this controller back in the day. But apart from that, there's not really much you can do. So, rest in peace. So I'm gonna move on to the next news story.
Well, before we, I did find out something else, that it is true that you can actually use your Stadia controller with your PC for Steam,
there you go.
or you can use it on your Android tablet to play with Xbox Cloud Gaming. So if you're not keen on like Stadia but you like the controller, then there's this option for you. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, play some Game Pass with your Stadia controller. Why not? Team Game Pass. Woo! So, our next story is
either way, it's no longer available, so you pretty much missed out on the chance unless you go to eBay for it.
Oh, I'm so sad that I missed my opportunity to waste money on Stadia. Waste my time. Yeah. So, next big news story is that Disney wants to release a Star Wars game every 6 months, which is insane. It's a bit of like overkill, slightly, just a little bit, a lot.
Yeah. I think this sounds as if they're going to be making mobile games and shovelware.
Yeah. The mobile games is what I was thinking as well. Like, so maybe a lot of it will be mobile games. So I can't really, when they say every 6 months, I can't picture it being Fallen Order, Battlefront, or like I can't imagine it being big console games every 6 months. I think it'd be like probably some kind of shovelware game and then like a big game at the end of the year, probably every 6 months. But still, it's I mean, I love Star Wars, but it's so saturated. Like I watch all the TV shows and that on Disney Plus, but I'm watching Andor at the moment, which is good. But I'm like, I feel like I'm even getting Star Wars down, and I love Star Wars. I'm like, I'm kind of getting a bit. It's getting a bit much. You know, there's too much Star Wars. Like,
I just think it's not that great because, like, Star Wars films, you got a sequel trilogy, but now Disney's like moved on to like doing more isolated properties. Like there's Mandalorian, there's Solo. It's just like as if they're just adding stories just to like steadily put out the narrative without having to put up big trilogies and bring out some more ideas. And I feel this is what Disney's heading to. Much like in a way, like I think it's just the same feeling that you get all this cool stuff with the MCU stuff, but now it's just like Star Wars, not so interesting, and there's like MCU Phase 4, which is Phase 4, which is not that great.
No,
so I think it's just like it's just as if Disney Plus is just like going in this slow incline towards the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Star Wars is that we had the original trilogy for years, and then there's like, oh, there's a massive gap, and then it's the prequels, and everyone was like, ooh, Star Wars is coming back, yay! And then we had a gap between the prequels and then the sequels, and it's like, yeah, Star Wars coming back again, yay! It's like, but now it's like, oh, we're still here. It's like you haven't left. You gotta leave for a little bit for us to actually miss you. Because we don't miss Star Wars at all, because it's not gone anywhere. It's still around. Ever since.
And yet you have a very divided fandom. Like they're just preferring like prequels, sequels, and even the original trilogies, and it's a bit of a mess. And it hosts a lot of hate thems. But I think if I was to have my opinion on Star Wars, I would say prequels are better than sequels. But nothing can beat the original trilogy.
No, so the original trilogy is the best. I prefer the sequels to the prequels, but I also Rogue One's probably the best non-original Star Wars film. Like 4, 5, 6 obviously untouchable best films ever. I would say Rogue One's probably the next one on the list. Then and then I like all the Star Wars films. That's the thing. I'm a really big fan of Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I love the TV shows. I love the films. But I'm like, even I'm kind of going like, okay, enough now. I need a break. Can you stop? Can you slow down, please? Like, even I'm getting a bit sick of it, and I'm like a massive Star Wars fan, and I'm like, oh, it's too much. Like, I'm watching Andor, and I'm enjoying it, but it's like, it's just, yeah, even that, I was like, I could do with a bit more of a break, to be honest.
I just feel like I have more nostalgia of like episodes 1 to 6 and all this like retro stuff before the millennium, because I just think like the joy of seeing episode 1 in the cinema, like despite others are just like not keen on about it, it's still like really exciting. It's like episode 2 is like meh, and then there's like episode 3, and I think to be honest, in the end, it just turns out to be really nice. Although the dialogue is just like
it's awful. The dialogue's awful, but episode 3 is the best one of the prequels for sure. I love like
also gets
so
memed to death.
Yes, that's the thing. It's so quotable and memeable, and that's the thing. Everyone likes the prequels now, but back in the day, no one liked the prequels, and now everyone likes them because of the meme quality. They're so memeable. But yeah, I think the sequel trilogy gets a lot more hate than it deserves. I think there's a lot of people like, oh, woman main character, bad, and all like this. It's like, well, okay. Like Ray's
I think they just get a bit
like, nah, I'm like, that's not true. I get the Star Wars.
I just think we're getting a bit off the rails now. But I think I would say it's just one thing to say is that my opinion is never going to be changed to say that pod racing is always going to be good, no matter how you look at it.
No, that's pod racing.
It's just that people are not talking about it and instead fussing about the sequels and everything associated with it. I mean, there's a lot of drama, but where's the pod racing? It's
pod
cool.
racing's great, yeah. It's so random, pod racing. They just randomly chucked that in episode 1, and it's like, yeah. The pod racing games have been great as well. Oh, yes, I love pod racing. That is the only thing I like about the episode 1. And I liked Qui-Gon as well and Darth Maul. There's some good stuff in episode 1, I must say, but there you go. So Star Wars every 6 months. Too much. I think we're in agreement.
You know what this reminds me of though is in the 80s, like there's like Star Wars films. You get an abundance of like different Star Wars cartoons, like Ewoks and droids.
Yes.
I feel that Disney's going into this sort of thing with games too. So I'm probably be expecting the Ewoks game to come over soon.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm trying to be optimistic about is that you could maybe, like with gaming, you could do like lots of different genres. So you could go like a Star Wars RTS or a Star Wars first-person shooter or a Star Wars like RPG, or like they're not all going to be exactly the same. So I mean, maybe that might be an optimistic take on it. I guess I don't know. A Star Wars game every 6 months seems a bit excessive to me. And I love the MC. Again, it's like we used to with the MCU. I feel like that's going the same way as well. It's a bit overkill. Try new things. Try and make new IPs. Like, why are we so reliant on long IPs? It's so annoying. Like it's like I'm going off topic a little bit here, but I was just like, PlayStation announcing it. Well, the rumor is they're making Horizon again, remaking that. It's like, can you make some new things, please? Stop remaking the same games you've already made. Make new stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's why I'm a huge fan of Xbox at the moment, because they got a big list of games that are like brand new that we've got, like Avowed and stuff like that. And I'm like super excited for it. And I'm just like, yes, please, more new things, please. Grounded was amazing. More of that. And then I've got one more news story, is the Giant Bomb podcast. We're talking about how Xbox have been approaching Japanese studios to try and buy a Japanese studio. What Japanese studio would you want Xbox to buy? I think we've discussed this before. My money would be on Sega, because that's what I would want Xbox to buy. If I was Phil, I would buy Sega. That would be my go-to. I don't know about you. What would you think?
Do you mean publisher and not studio?
Well, both. They said they've been approaching everyone in Japan, everyone who's willing to listen in Japan. They said they've been looking at small publishers, small studios, big studios, all sorts, independent and giant studios. They've pretty much approached everyone apparently.
I think it's just. I think the Sega is a safe choice compared to others because I think it's interesting to see like Capcom and Namco, and it's really hard to see like other Japanese studios with Xbox, even though the Team Ninja's like more friendly with them. But for them, if they were to buy Sega, which would have been a great decision, they also had to deal with the Atlas 2 because they handle the publishing rights to like Sega as well.
So I would want Sega. If they bought Capcom, I think the PSP Trust guys would probably be a bit sad. They'd be very sad because they're obsessed with Street Fighter and Resident Evil. I can't take that away from them. They would be too upset. Sega though.
Just wait until they like get enough money from that Activision deal, and then they can like buy Capcom.
Yeah, if they buy Capcom, they're gonna lose their mind. But I would like Sega because, I know they've got Banjo and they got Crash and they're gonna have Spyro and stuff, but I feel like they haven't got enough mascots, and I think having Sonic would be a really good thing. And it'd be like you could sell the Xbox in Japan as the Sega Xbox, and you could and then you'd also have a massive wealth of JRPGs. So you get like Persona, you get Yakuza, and it would be a really good. I think it fits, and they've got a good relationship, Sega and Xbox as well. Xbox, like we were saying earlier, Sega has a good history with consoles. Like they know what they've been in the market for a longer time. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like they'd be a good fit for each other. I think they finally get Sega back on its feet a bit, and they could use the Sega name to try and get people in Japan more interested in the Xbox brand. I think it'd be a good company to get into the fold. To be honest, there's lots of little things as well. As I said, like getting Sonic would be incredible. Having Sonic on the box, Master Chief Sonic, Captain Price, Crash Bandicoot, and Dover King. There we go. All of them on the box. Just hanging out.
I feel it's just like they're going to be the
Smash Bros game.
Disney. It will just make Microsoft the Disney of companies.
Yeah. I think Sega is like the next biggest thing after like Nintendo, really, when it comes to those type of IPs as well. When it comes to like big Japanese IPs, I think. I mean, I suppose you could say Square, but I'm not fussed on Square. I feel like Square and Sony, like they already kind of, that seems like inevitable at this point. Don't you think, or am I crazy?
I don't know, to be honest.
Nintendo, it would be a shock now. Nintendo just buys everyone. It's like, what's going on?
I think it's better for like Nintendo to get a Game Pass service or get one by Microsoft, because I think there's a lot of good games on it, but I think the trouble is just like without some kind of like subscription service, it just means you had to end up like paying money for games, and sometimes people can't really like buy all the games and just end up having to save their money and like make huge choices to put on the Switch, which is a shame because Switch is like a really interesting handheld.
I do like the Switch, but the Switch does have a subscription service, doesn't it? It has you could get all the NES, Super Nintendo, N64, Sega as well, Genesis. I'm messing up here. Basically, they got like a couple of libraries you could get with the Nintendo Switch. It's all retro games, so they got like the retro version of Game Pass, haven't they already? And then if you get the premium version, you get all the Mario Kart DLC they're bringing out, and DLC for Animal Crossing and stuff as well, all bundled in. So they do have a subscription service, but it's not for their modern games. It's all for like their retro games, which I think is a smart way of doing it, to be honest, because no one's got a better retro catalog than Nintendo, have they? Nobody's got a better back catalog than Nintendo. Even with all the companies Xbox owns, they're not even close to having a catalogue of back IP as Nintendo does. Yeah. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for like Nintendo to do this stuff, and as you say, subscription services. I think it's mainly for like retro games, but even say you just go into the eShop and you've got like vouchers where you buy the game and then you pay for another game at the reduced price. But I think it should allow people some choice with things like Game Pass, for instance.
Yeah, they could do with some kind of Game Pass alternative. If they paid, their quality of their games is very good. Like, I could see people buying into that definitely. I mean, I've already bought Bayonetta 3. It's already pre-installed, and I've already pre-ordered Pokemon as well because I love Pokemon, so I'm part of the problem, I suppose, when it comes to that. So yeah, I mean, let's say the Activision deal's done, and it's all settled, everything's done, and then where would you put your money? Where do you think Xbox is going? Which Japanese studio or publisher do you think Xbox will be buying after the Activision deal is done? Where would you place your money? So like put a gun to your head.
Well, developer is likely to be Team Ninja because of how much they support Xbox. But there could be other Japanese developers that Xbox could buy. So, but it depends really.
Platinum
but as for the publisher, Sega would definitely be
as well. Sega,
yeah.
Sorry.
Sega would be the publisher to buy too.
Yeah, because I was saying Platinum, they were like a couple of months ago, they were like going, "Please Xbox, please buy us." And they're desperate to get bought because they're struggling to keep up with their they're struggling at the moment. Platinum Games, and obviously there was Scalebound, which is obviously an Xbox game that was announced for Platinum. They would love to remake that, so they want Xbox to buy them. So that would be a good purchase, but then. Yeah, as I said, Sega. Get Sega. It makes all the sense in the world. It's the perfect fit, I think.
Yeah.
Sega. I know you're a Sega fan as well. I grew up with Nintendo, but I know you're a big Sega fan, so I think you'd be very happy when you were in the back catalogue of Sega games on Game Pass. Every Sonic game on Game Pass. Could you imagine?
I would prefer to have a virtual console thing because on the Wii where you have a virtual console you can get any game you want and then somehow Nintendo turned it into like I think it was a virtual catalog or some sort like that that they just offered like Super Nintendo and Nintendo games for like a subscription service and I think if Xbox were to do that then that would be sweet because it would be really nice to get a back catalogue of like Master System, Mega Drive, and as well as like Saturn and Dreamcast titles if we're lucky.
I would love that. Xbox, listen to us. Buy Sega. Do it now. Do it now. They can't do it now, but yeah. So that's our news for today. We are going to move on to our topic of the show. This was your idea for the topic of the show. So we were going to discuss. We just hit Q4 of 2022. We're in fall/autumn. The last 3 months. What games are coming out in the next 3 months? Essentially,
I think it's important to talk about it because every end of the year is going to be like so loaded with games that you would lose track of what to get them. Like September it's just like trying to try out games like Hellsinger and Sucker Parking and even like those other games. But
definitely,
but I just already got so burnt out that I ended up like giving up on the games. I stopped playing Paladins. In fact, I would only like pop into Paladins, but I've already got burnt out from that. And Halo Infinite is like nothing more. I only like checking on the shop, but that's about it. Just like go out because I'm not interested in that. And I tried to get into Grounded, but I just couldn't get into it. So I've just been like looking at books and I feel I'll be reading more books towards the end of the year because I feel as if I need to save more energy just to like keep the bills afloat. Even though I'm likely to get advantages in it, but I just don't care whether what people say since he's like, oh, just enjoy your money and use energy. Well, no, I just like read books, do more activities, and basically it's just like a feature-packed thing for me to do other things instead of games. So, to be honest, I'm not going to buy too many games before the end of the year. I even got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I haven't even started.
God. Yeah, I mean, like when you mentioned this topic to me earlier, and it was like I was like, well, I've got Grounded, I've got Deathloop, I'm good. Like I'm pretty much there's nothing else I want to play for the rest of the year. And then I got and then we started listing off the games that are coming out in the next in October, November, and December. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there is quite a few games I actually want to play. So I'm kind of the opposite to you. I'm looking at this list, and I'm like, actually, there's some games in here I really want to play, and I'm really excited for.
Well, I think the common argument that because of the game delays, Xbox didn't have like a lot of games to come up with, and yet
that's true.
you have to yet to convince anybody that we are getting some like really good games we can look forward to before the end of the year. When before we were expected to have Forza 8, I think it's Starfield.
Yeah, Redfall.
I got it right this time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Redfall, Starfield, Forza. There was a lot we had thought we were going to get. Halo Battle Royale, which still they haven't even announced yet.
This one's not even announced. Because according to the news, that Halo Battle Royale is either going to arrive in 2024 or it ends up being in a different engine, which means it could be a standalone game, which just points to that Halo Infinite Endless could well be a standalone game instead. So what we most likely going to see is that we could see only more content for Halo Infinite and not so much. But we're also being said that Season 3 is going to come out this year, but then it's been delayed to March.
Yeah, so we haven't got much to look forward to. Well, I don't know. We got a couple of things. So I mean, first up I got a big list of documented games, so we're just gonna go through them date by date, I guess. So October 4th, aka today, Overwatch 2 comes out. Are you interested in Overwatch 2?
Yes.
I use Ryan. Is it Reinhardt? He has the one with the giant shield with the giant hammer. Is that Reinhardt?
Yeah. You mean Bridget?
No, I think. No, Reinhardt. I think it's Reinhardt, and then I use Reaper as well. Those are the two characters I use the most. I haven't played it in ages.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that this is quite literally Overwatch that's been made free to play. So everything you used to in the first game is just basically what you expect in Overwatch 2. What the Blizzard does is like they try to make a secret out of it and like get the campaign in. But what they did is like they now shut down the servers for the original Overwatch, transfer your coins over to a Blizzard account, so that you can play Overwatch on any system. So because I've been playing on my PlayStation and PC version, I can now play on Xbox because I get my progress coming over from them over to the Xbox. Yeah. But I'm still waiting for when I get to download it because apparently it's free to download and play. So still waiting on that. But so far, you have to be warned that the servers are going to be very, very busy on the first day.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to play it. I'm probably not going to play it this week. I'll probably play it next week at some point though. So I
do have to download it though.
Yeah, me too. So I mean, that's something you're excited for. I'm not. I don't know. I kind of went off on Overwatch. I played it a lot when it first came out, but I kind of went off it. I might pick up the new one though. Why not?
I think I would rather have a look at it, but I don't know about the single player. But it's certainly the multiplayer that's like coming out. So I just gonna be giving it a download, check it out, and see if it's like any better. But the chances are it's gonna be like the same as Overwatch.
Yeah, so I mean you've been playing Paladins, haven't you? Which is very similar, isn't it? They're like quite similar games, aren't they? Paladins and Overwatch, hero shooters, right?
Yeah, I think the Paladins is like they are gonna be releasing the new content later in October, probably from next week, and I
that's
think
not too
it's
bad.
called. I think the Last Remains, is it?
Okay.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's just like Last Remains is when they introduce a new hero, and they have like a couple of like Asian based skins, probably like similar to
Okay.
Japanese
That's
things,
cool.
and it will be applied to the two characters, plus a bunch of Halloween stuff. But I think from what I've seen, especially with like Constellations update, it's just like there isn't a lot anything saying that except you only have like skins and some bits there, and the only thing that keeps it up are the events and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
think I'm already like seen enough of it. It's like I was like going to be excited enough to keep leveling up on paladins, and I spend a lot on it. But I just thought, nah, I've just had enough of it, and I just don't really play the game anymore. And yeah, I still got crystals to spend on things,
Oh,
so I'll
fair
probably
enough.
like buy a few more levels uh on the current battle pass, and then when it comes out, then probably it's just a good leaving off point. So yeah,
I mean, I
but I
don't really
think
put.
with Overwatch 2, I'm
Yeah.
not that enthusiastic to play it. I just might probably play for the few matches and see if it's
Yeah.
good. But then chances are, I think it's not looking positive at the moment, and I think people might be a bit well on the fence about it. So,
Yeah.
but we'll just have to see.
I'm also worried it's going to be a bit like a bit of a sweat fest. A bit like people are like I like playing shooters and stuff, but I'm worried if I go on there, they'll be like, "Oh mate, your KD's terrible. You've ruined the game for us. You lost for us." It's like, well, that's no fun. I don't really want to play a game where I'm like people are that taking it that seriously. That I'm getting like harassed and stuff for being bad at it or whatever. Because I'm not the best in the first person shooters. I play them for fun. And I feel like people who play Overwatch take it way too seriously a lot of the time. So I don't know. I might download it and give it a try. But if someone, if the audience, if people I talk to online are annoying, I'm probably gonna get rid of it, delete it, delete straight away. So up next, October 14th, which was it was actually supposed to be coming out later in October, but they moved the date forward, which is like an unusual thing. Is Scorn, Spooky Scorn? Are you interested in Scorn? I'm not much of a horror person. I think it looks disgusting and creepy, and I'm not super into it. What do you think?
I'm not that interested in it, to be honest.
No, if you're into Spooktober, you love your Halloween stuff. Scorn's supposed to be really good. It looks really interesting. It looks horrific. If you want to play it, good for you. Not my thing. I'm not into horror games, but everyone seems excited for it. So I will have to look at the
Mm,
reviews for that, but I'm not interested. Okay, so the
yeah.
next again on the 14th, Dragon Ball: The Breakers. I actually don't know what this is. It's Dragon Ball Z, I assume, right?
Uh,
Or
it's
Dragon Ball.
basically a standalone multiplayer mode, which is based on Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So it's just
Okay.
basically a Dead by Daylight type of game where you
Oh
play
right.
one of the
Okay.
characters from the original Dragon Ball. So
Oh
you
nice.
just like go into the map and you're supposed to collect the keys from different maps while you get chased by either Cell, Frieza, or Majin Buu.
Not Nappa then. Not Nappa.
That would be that would be
Not me.
good because I think because that makes
Yay.
sense because every interval is like each of the area gets destroyed, and
Yeah.
then so I think if that map would be a better choice because
Oh
when he
yeah.
comes over once at a time, he'll be doing like this, and then it's just like blows up the planet. Sorry,
Nappa's
that
the
mean the
best.
area.
Ghost Nappa. Um, yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
just
Fair.
yeah, see where you can like deliver the lines when someone gets over to the time machine and tries to prepare it to get away from this damned timeline. What would Nappa say about it?
What was the? I'm trying to think of the lines now. It's been so long since I've watched Dragon
Just
Ball
make
Z
your own
Abridged.
Nub.
Yay! I'm gonna kill you all. I'm Nappa. La la la.
And then you see someone like fiddles with a time machine because they get all the Bitster, and then they get to repair their time machine, and then they just fly out of here. So what would Nappa just say to it?
Oh no! We're escaping. What are we gonna do, Vegeta? Oh no! What are we gonna do?
Yeah. then when you have someone like goes underwater, discovers some treasure, and then Nappa comes in and goes and kills the person. What will he say? And then discovers treasure in a chest.
Hi. Hi. Oh, shiny.
And then he kills that person, and
bye-bye. Salah. I'm Nappa.
even if it said something like, "Oh shoot, ha, that guy's dead. Oh, treasure!"
Oh, treasure. My face. My precious modeling career. That's like my favourite line. I don't know why that line makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's what happens when someone like turns into Krillin and then like fires a destructor. This because another feature in this game is that sometimes you get those gifts and you used to like get extra power ups, and sometimes it just turns you into one of the Dragon Ball Z characters. Like you turn into Vegeta or even Yamcha, and then you just like try to take on the I think the arch villain of whatever these things are called. But yeah, you get like Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu, and hopefully Nappa comes in by DLC. So just imagine like everyone like grips up on him and blasts a laser beam at him, or fights him.
Oh God, yeah. So maybe I'll play that game when it comes out. I don't know. We'll see. Next game is Ghostbusters: Spirits Unleashed. We watched this in the Xbox ID and Xbox event. It's very similar to what we were just saying, 4-on-1 multiplayer, right? I mean, it's Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I'm not first. It might be fun.
I haven't heard much about it, but if anyone likes it, then speak it up, because we're probably not that interested in it, but I think it's just a basically good general idea of what it is.
Yeah, you're a ghost or a buster, and you've got to ghost the busts. Yeah. Anyway,
the Ghostbusters off to fight Ghost Nappa.
Ghost Nappa, no, oh, no. So October 8th.
Ghost Nappa.
Ghost Nappa. October 18th is Plague Tale Requiem, which I cannot wait for. That game looks so bloody good. It is the Last of Us Part 2 that should have been. It is the good version of Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, Last of Us 2.
What does Nappa say about that in comparison to Last of Us Part 2?
It's way better than Last of Us Part 2. Part 2 sucks. I'm Nappa. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. But no, Requiem. Oh my god, Plague Tale Requiem looks so good. I love Plague Tale, the first one. Of course, it's called now Innocence. Plague Tale Innocence was such a good game, and if you haven't played it, you should really get around to playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. It's like The Last of Us, but actually good. You know, so I like The Last of Us Part 1. I did like Part 2, but you play as what's the name? Bloody hell, I can't remember the Hugo and his sister, who I can't remember the name of, which is annoying me. Cause Alicia. Yeah, you play as Alicia, and in this game now you actually have a crossbow and stuff. When the old game you didn't, so you have like a slingshot, like a crossbow. You gotta like go around stealth killing people, and it's like you gotta avoid the Spanish Inquisition, which is not a Monty Python sketch.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody. Not the Monty Python. They're actually quite scary in this game, not like the Monty Python. And then also there's rats everywhere, hence why it's called Plague Tale. And I mean, spoilers, I guess. Hugo could control rats. I mean, that's like part of the new gameplay mechanic. So you can control it's like almost like water. It looks like water, almost like a river of rats You can control them and stuff, and it looks sick as hell. It looks really cool. And then, like, as Alicia, you have a crossbow and, like, a slingshot and stuff, and you can go around stealth killing people. It looks cool. As I said, it looks like a good version of The Last of Us Part 2. So, I can't wait for it. I'm really excited for it. And then on the October the 20th, we have Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Yay. I liked the first one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first one. It was like XCOM, Mario XCOM, but this one is Mario XCOM in space. I don't really know what else to say. It looks good. I'm probably not going to buy it. I like the first one, but
Me neither.
I didn't finish it. I enjoyed it though for what I played, but it looks good. And if you like XCOM and you've got a Switch, I would recommend trying out the first one at least. Maybe try out the new one if you want. Okay, then.
Well, it does have Bowser as one of the playable characters, but what will happen if, like, I just don't know whether the Wario is going to be in the game though.
I don't know.
Do you think?
Waluigi. What is that? Waluigi gonna be? Maybe Waluigi. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. So then we have Persona 5, October 21st. Persona 5 Royal. I have this on PS4. I completed the first dungeon and I really enjoyed it and I wanted to go back to it. And then I found out it was coming to Xbox, so I stopped playing it. So now I'm going to wait. When it comes on Xbox, I will be playing it again. And
Wise decision.
It's really good. Have you played Persona 5? It's really good.
No, but I only played like a few cutscenes and probably the first campaign of like Persona 4 on my PS Vita.
Persona, yeah, because that's coming soon as well. Persona 4 Golden, there's no date for that, but Persona 5, I would definitely recommend trying it out. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The art style and the music's good, and the gameplay's fun. It's really interesting. I want to play more of it. As I said, I got past the first dungeon. And then I was getting into the later story, and then I stopped playing it because I had other things to play, and then also found out it's going to Xbox. So I thought I'd rather play on Xbox than play on the PlayStation. So, and I might end up like maybe even using XCloud for it and playing it like when I'm in work or whatever, or like when I'm abroad, when like on holiday or something, I can play it or something. I don't know. Yeah, definitely looks good though. I'm really looking forward to it. Also on October the 21st, we have Gotham Knights. Batman. Batman's dead. Spoilers. You play as one of the 4 people who are almost like Batman but not Batman. So it looks good. It looks fun. I like the Arkham games. If it plays like the Arkham games, I'm down for it, I guess. I haven't watched much trailers for it. Are you interested in Gotham Knights?
Not much because I haven't heard much about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just 4-player co-op Arkham game. So I mean that sounds good to me. I'll definitely have a look at it. Then we have
I think I like the sound of the co-op though.
Yeah, it should be fun. New Tales of the Borderlands from the Borderlands.
Never heard of it before.
Yeah. It's Telltale, like the Telltale Walking Dead and all that, but it's Borderlands. The first one was funny. I never finished it though, but it was funny from what I played. Everyone really rates it really high, so the remake, the new version might be good. We'll have to wait and see. Then October the 28th, we have Bayonetta 3, the next game I'm playing on my Switch. Bayonetta is one of the best action hack and slash type games available on the market. Bayonetta 2 was a masterpiece, so I'm really looking forward to Bayonetta 3. I can't wait. It's not really much more I can say than that. It looks fun. It looks great.
I played Bayonetta 1 on like at EGX, and then I got it on like Xbox. It was a masterpiece. And then Bayonetta 2 is just like, I got it on the Wii U, played for a while, but then haven't completed it. Then I got it on the Switch, and then I just like beaten it. It's like, it's pretty good. So
pretty awesome.
I don't know if I'm in a rush to get Bayonetta 3 straight away, but it's definitely something I'll be thinking about.
I've already pre-ordered it. I've already downloaded it, so I'm ready to go for whenever it comes out. I'm excited. And then in November we have Pentiment. Not sure what to expect from this. This is from Obsidian. Obsidian have done a really good job. I mean, I was going to call this episode as Obsidian Save 2022. That was one of my ideas for a topic of the show. Because Grounded was so good. I'm really enjoying Grounded. And Pentiment looks interesting. It's like arty, and it's like an RPG. It's like a murder mystery. Like Renaissance. It looks like a Renaissance painting come to life. It looks good. I'm more interested in the people who make it. It's more that I know the people who made it. I have got good pedigree, and I know that they can make good games. Than the actual trailer has been interested in me. It's that I know the people who make it are very talented. That's basically the reason I'm interested in it more than anything else. Is the pedigree of it, you know. Have you had any interest in Pentiment?
Not really. I haven't heard about it for months. But what I heard about something that hasn't been known by anybody since RTX, or even spoke about, is Ruby Arrowfell, which has been discussed about on RTX 2021, and then nothing's came out from it. Then this year, it's like Ruby Arrowfell got mentioned at RTX 2022, and only has like a full 2022 date, but no more from it. So I just don't know whether that's going to come out this year or next year, like with Ruby Volume 9.
I have no idea. Your guess is good. I've never even heard of it, but maybe.
It's a bit like Shantae, except you can like switch between different characters.
Oh, okay.
And it's a bit of a Metroidvania one, but don't expect this to come on Game Pass and instead like try to buy it. Like I don't know if there's any pre-orders for it, but apart from that, it's just like it just comes up with an RTX, and then somehow we don't know if it's ever going to come out.
Yeah, I have no idea. We'll have to look into that. You put on the list Humankind. I have no idea what Humankind is. I think it's like an art. Is it like Civilization? I think that's like
yeah, a bit like Civilization. It's coming out on Xbox on November, but not that I ever heard of it. It's just like it's coming out on November, but I don't know. It's just been out for a few years, to be honest.
Fair enough. Well, now we're on to the big games. Now these are the big games. November 8th, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Breath of the Wild, Sonic 06 2, Sonic.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it looks like a Sonic game, and it's coming out the day before God of War Ragnarok. Good luck with that, Sonic. You're dead in the water there. God of War Ragnarok. The reason to own a PS5. The reason I have a PS5. The reason I have a PS5 that's been collecting dust for months because I haven't played it, but I will be playing it when God of War comes out, and then I will stop playing it until Spider-Man comes out because I mainly play my Xbox, and that is the honest truth. I will play my PS5 for like 2 days when God of War comes out, and then I will stop playing it as soon as I beat God of War. That is the honest truth. It looks good. I mean, the first one was fantastic, so yeah, bring it on. I'm looking forward to it. And then we have soon to be a first party game, but not quite yet. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Ooh. Bang bang, shoot people in the face. Run around, shoot people. Pew pew pew. Call of Duty.
I heard more about the original Modern Warfare 2 than this one. And to be honest, I haven't heard much about it. So if anyone's excited for it because of the multiplayer, then best of luck. But I think when this comes out, then it'll probably kill like Halo Infinite, because Halo Infinite is supposed to release their season 3 instead. It's getting a forged beta, but even so, it's probably gonna be completely enveloped by the launch of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I'm not much of a Call of Duty person. I will probably play it when it comes to Game Pass. I'm not gonna be buying it though. So as soon as Xbox gets this Activision deal done, I will be getting it on Game Pass and playing it then. I'm not going to be paying £70 for it though. No chance. And then the game I'm actually looking forward to coming out this year, November 18th, Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Woo! I've pre-ordered Violet.
I think I'm being more interested for the game. And yeah, I'll be looking at getting Pokemon Violet too. But I just don't know, because I'd pretty much be faced with a huge choice. But I think so far I'm looking at either Bayonetta 3 or get Pokemon Violet. But I don't know, because I don't really have a lot of interest in getting any of those games, to be blunt.
I'm looking forward to it. It's top of my list. I'm very excited for it. Yeah, I like Pokemon. It's like my guilty pleasure game. My dog's just hit a bat. If you wonder what that ding was, she just hit about a ball. My dog's in here, but yeah. So Pokemon Violet is what I've pre-ordered. That's the one I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. More of an open world type game. You can do them in different orders and stuff. It's pretty much what everyone's always wanted from a Pokemon game.
So. Yeah, I think that's what really makes it more interesting, because Pokemon Sword and Shield, you had to go through the linear progression story, but because Scarlet and Violet is like, it's more open world and allows more flexibility, because it's made primarily for Switch, so you get like lots of new things, better shaders, and you can also like play the game however you want it. So I would imagine this would probably be a huge game, but who knows? I might be able to find out from the reviews, just like with every other game on the list.
I'll let you know if it's any good, because I will be playing it day one. I'm very excited. Then next up, so we've only got 3 games left to go. We're almost at the end of this list now. So the next up is Callisto Protocol. From the creators of Dead Space comes Dead Space, but called a different name. From the creators of Dead Space, we have Callisto Protocol. It looks gruesome. It looks kind of cool. I'm kind of excited for it in a weird way, even though I don't really like horror games. I think it looks kind of rad. I don't know about you.
Not much, really.
Just a shrug, okay. For our audio listeners, that was a shrug. It looks cool. Graphically, looks very impressive. It looks gruesome in parts. I think if I had to choose between Callisto Protocol and Scorn, I would pick Callisto Protocol though. If I'm gonna play one horror game this year, it's gonna be Callisto Protocol. So there you go.
Yeah.
Then we have Crisis Core Reunion, Final Fantasy VII Remake Reunion. The remastered.
I completed it on my PSP, and I still have that copy. So I think it's really nice for the remaster with some like updated graphics. But I think I would definitely like go for it again, and even say it's probably not going to be on like Game Pass.
No, it's weird to me that we're getting Crisis Core, but we're still not getting Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's the weird thing. This is a spin-off to Final Fantasy VII, but we're not getting Final Fantasy VII. It's like Square Enix are just teasing us a bit here. They're being real dicks about it. It's like, what are you doing, Square? Let's have Final Fantasy VII properly. God damn it. I might play it. I don't know. Everyone says it's good, and isn't it supposed to be like a real-time strategy, or have I got the wrong end of the stick? Is it like Fire Emblem?
It's a bit similar to like Kingdom Hearts. Not that I played it, but when I played it, it's just like it's more action-based, and you go around and perform commands.
Oh, maybe not.
Then you have this like slot machine that wills over, and whether you get matches or anything like that, sometimes a cutscene plays, or you do like a massive attack that does like huge damage. And I think it's really quite clever for the whole system in it back then. But I don't know, it's probably like attracts those who've been playing Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15. But I think the Crisis Core is just like takes on an action-based RPG system with an interesting twist on it. So who knows?
I only really play one JRPG every year, and it's usually Pokemon. So I'll probably be playing Pokemon, and if I play any other JRPG, it'll probably be Persona 5 Royal. So I'm not likely to be picking this up, but you never know. I thought it was. I heard it was like Fire Emblem, but if it's not like Fire Emblem, then nah, I'm not really interested. I like Fire Emblem. You see, I like RTS where you play as
Well,
people
I
and
think the
stuff.
Fire Emblem new game is coming out on January next year.
I will be
Also,
getting that as well.
yeah. So what's coming out on December the 13th, which is likely to overshadow the Crisis Core, is like High on Life.
Woo!
Is it?
Game of the year, even though it's not. Rick and Morty, the game, sort of. Yeah, I'm totally down for it. Morty, Morty. I don't know, Rick. He just does the one voice for everything. Is amazing. So if you haven't seen Higher Life, you have a gun that talks to you, and it's the voice from Rick. It's Morty's voice from Rick and Morty, and he talks to you while you're shooting things. It looks incredible. It's a Rick and Morty game. I mean, what more do you want? Aliens are abducting humans and using them as drugs. Hence why the game is called High on Life. So they're using humans as drugs, and you got to try and save the humans from the alien drug cartel. It's so random. I love it. Each gun has its own personality and its own dialogue and stuff as well, which is weird, but I'm totally down for that. So if you complete the game with one gun, you play the game again with another gun, and they have a totally different set of dialogue, which is cool. So each gun has its own characteristic and own dialogue and stuff. It looks really fun. I'm really looking forward to playing it. It's my most anticipated game at the moment, apart from Pokemon. That and Pokemon, those two, 1 and 2. I'm very excited for it. I'm annoyed it got delayed to December because it was supposed to be coming out this month, but they pushed it back. They even admitted they pushed it back because they didn't want to face God of War. They literally said that. I was like, nah, we don't want to face God of War. We're going to go to December. So fair enough. Actually, we were talking about Stadia earlier. Apparently, this was going to be a Stadia exclusive, and then Stadia died. So now Xbox got it. That's how Xbox got it exclusive. So thank you, Stadia, for being useless. We got Higher Life. Yay! I can't wait for Higher Life. So good. I'm really looking forward to it. And my dog's decided to be a pain in the ass. Sit down. I'm recording. Sit down. She likes to get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. She can come over here in the camera if she's good. There you go. She's on camera, sort of. Just see her head. There he is.
Yeah.
There she is. She's on camera. So yeah, that's Higher Life is. That's the last game on our list. So that is the roundup for quarter 4 of 2022. The end of the year. Tis the season of games. I thought there wasn't going to be much this year to play, but there is quite a lot on the list of games. I mean, what would you say top 3 out of those games would be your top? What would be your top 3?
Well, at least you're not likely to be dogged down just like you are right now.
Yeah.
But I think to me, it's just that I'm probably looking more at like Switch games instead of Xbox games because I don't think there's a lot going on with it. Like, for what is supposed to come out of Activision, could have been like Xbox games, but they still haven't like got through with the deal with Activision. But then I think it's just like lots of different games, and I'm just like, I just don't really have time to like try sample out everything. And Persona 5 will be like interesting, but then it's just like I'm just gonna end up going through lots of cutscenes, play this stage, and then there's just like, oh, I just have so much time to waste on this thing, and I just feel like I could use this opportunity to finally catch up with my Cinderblade Chronicles 3, because that offers the same thing, except you get less cutscenes.
Yeah, for me, I'm excited for Plague Tale Requiem, Bayonetta 3, Pokemon, and Higher Life. Those are the 4 I'm really looking forward to. Maybe God of War as well, but I'm thinking I might get God of War for Christmas instead of paying full price for it day one. I might just wait to get it for Christmas instead of buying it day one. Because money is tight, like you've said.
I just don't have a lot of what I want for Christmas, to be honest, because I just don't think Christmas is that exciting, and I don't really think of a lot of gift ideas for it. But some people can be like so mad about Christmas that, oh, once Christmas is over, then start counting down to Christmas.
Yeah.
Then you go to the supermarket, it's just like, oh, there's Christmas stuff on it, and it's not even Halloween yet. Which is why I did a picture of a ghost, go around and seeing the Christmas stuff on it, and it's just like, but it's not even Christmas yet.
No, we're not even Halloween yet, so it's ridiculous. But yeah, most of the games I wanted to play are on Game Pass, so I'm saving a bit of money there, which is good. But yeah, God of War probably want to get, but I will wait till Christmas to get that probably. And then Call of Duty, I'll wait until it comes to Game Pass, if it ever comes, if we ever get this deal done soon. I hope, fingers crossed. So yeah, that's it. That's our topic of the show. That is the show for the week. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we finish the episode?
Well, I don't know. It's just like, at the moment, I'm a bit split, as I said, about Bayonetta 3 and Pokemon. But I think it's just at the moment, like, I have a lot to expect for, like, this year. Because I know this, like, it's supposed to be really cool, good about the games and stuff like that. But in addition to what I'm saying, like, I'm doing loads of art for this month. And I think there was a few things I need to attend to. But I've just, like, be busy making Salem art for movies. So that's what I'll be doing. Then, next month is the National Novel Writing Month, so, like, I just, like, write a 1,000-word draft, and I have to decide what I should write. But whenever I do those kind of things, it really takes my time away from games, too, so I may not have time for anything there. Like, there's, like, that Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's just like, oh, this is, like, really interesting and stuff like that. And November every year, you definitely like collect on mushrooms. But I didn't do a lot of this. We even check every day to see whether the mushrooms grow up because it needs to be on like a bed of grass that's not being decorated, and it was an absolute nightmare. So I didn't have time because what I was supposed to check on every day, I ended up like writing my book and making sure I hit 1,600 words every day. Just imagine that, like writing about half of the school essay.
I'm not very good at writing. I'm not much of a writer. I did my dissertation, 10,000 words for university, but that's like the most I've ever written, and it was a nightmare. It was too much.
Just imagine like doing like 50. Yeah, just imagine like doing 5 times that much. What do you think?
No thanks. No, thank you.
The draft of my first book at the moment, it's just like goes beyond like 50,000 words, so it's going to be a bit of a big read, but I'm still working on it. But I'm hoping to wrap this up before I work on a different story in November. But I think the Animal Crossing New Horizons is just like, oh, I got an achievement for like counting to the odds of New Year with it, but that's the last thing I did with it because I know the Halloween stuff on it is like cool, but I already got fed up with it. Like, I was like busy like trying the different kind of island and try to decorate it with a garden, but I haven't never got around to it in the end because I think I just had enough of this game. It's just like tries to treat it as a chore. So I just have yet to like go for the game that's like really enjoyable, but it just seems every game I play so far is just like you're playing it as a chore. Like the Tales Cowabunga collection is just like bunch of games and you always have fun with it. But other games it's just like you just work to get all the achievements. So that's how I view games at the moment. So
that's no fun. That's no fun. I just try to enjoy myself. If I don't like a game, I just stop playing it. That's usually the way I feel. So
well, at the moment for me, I just don't play a lot of games and I just like catch up with the Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm on the second book at the moment.
All right, okay, that's cool. I need to do some other things with my I'm still playing. I'm Grounded and Deathloop. Those are like basically I'm obsessed with them at the moment. And
you could like shrink down to the small size and work in your own garden.
My own garden has been flattened now. There's nothing there, so it'd be pretty
you can
boring.
just shrink down and like go around the grass and build houses there. Assuming your mum doesn't like accidentally come out and step on your houses.
there's no grass out there or anything. It's literally just dirt. So you literally just a giant. It'd be like being in the desert, be like being in the middle of the Sahara if you shrunk in my garden. It's just a big.
How about you grow some potatoes with it?
I might do. I might do. Make do some farming. I mean, we're living in the UK at the moment. The pound is
same
not
as the
worth
dollar.
anything. Yeah, we're broke over here, so maybe I should start growing potatoes. It actually might be start farming, get some kind of second income, or get some food supplies just in case it all goes to shit, like it already has. Oh,
yeah,
man.
just checking the prices at the moment, because we're checking like how much of a dollar is compared to £1. So
it's bad.
I'll just
the Americans are much better off than we do. Our country's falling apart, where we are so screwed. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's starting to raise up because it's 1.15 at the moment, so it's not so bad. But I think compared to, like, say, last year, it's like 1.38. Not bad, but it's still ridiculously low. So just be careful when you do subscriptions in dollars, because you might be paying extra for it.
That's fair. That's a good point. Yeah, I might grow some potatoes now you said that. Just give me have some food supplies just in case it all goes tits up. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode, I guess. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think I've just shared of what I'm gonna do, and I think the chances are I'll be distancing myself from games. But I think during winter and on towards spring, I might catch up with some other games too. I mean, I got such a huge back catalogue, but I'm still stacking up on Microsoft Rewards to get Game Pass Ultimate for free.
Yeah, fair. I do the same thing. Well, we maybe we'll play some Grounded together. You play that. Maybe that'll be a bit of fun.
Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, that is it for episode 21 of X Marks the Box. It was a fun episode. I enjoyed myself. Thank you for your time, Alice. Appreciate it as always. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, because we're still quite a small YouTube channel and we want to grow. And if you're listening to us on any audio services, please rate us high. We really appreciate it, and it means a lot. It really does. Thank you for watching, and until next time, too sweet.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.